All right, let's get this started. Still have some time. I haven't been home very long. I got soaking wet on my way home. It was raining and somebody stole my jacket and my umbrella. And I come in soaking wet. So I had to get me a hot bath before I could even sit down and do this. I'm going to take tomorrow off and go get this uploaded. Again, I'm without internet again. The lady I was hijacking the router box from moved, and I haven't been able to get anybody else close enough to me to get a signal. But they are in building C now. I'm building E, but that doesn't mean they're going to go in order, but they are in C, which is the building in front of me. So I've been knocking on doors and leaving notes over there for anybody that wants to make a little money on their password till I can get it. In the meantime, I'm going to try to, I took off tomorrow, and I'm going to go get this uploaded, and I got to go buy me a new umbrella. We're coming up on a Venus-Jupiter conjunction. I'll actually be glad to see that. We need that really, really, really bad. Mercury comes out of retrograde now. Now Mercury's out of retrograde. So we're good to go. It's this Mars. We need this Mars to move. This is the ugly, ugly attitudes we're getting from everybody. When is that Mars going to be in Libra? Right there. On the 1st. So on the 1st, we get 10 days. We get the Mars in Libra. The moon moving into Virgo tomorrow. I hope I don't get sick again. I've already got a runny nose. The temperature dropped. It would just poured on me on the way home. They took our cover from our bus stop earlier in the year. So you can't even stand at the bus out of the rain. They took it. Checkers bitched because the cover for our bus stop was covering the view to their what they've got on sale sign. Their little, you put the letters on the billboard thing. So they took it away from us. And they were blaming that they weren't getting any business because the bus stop was blocking their sign on the side of their building. Yeah, they closed 2 months later. We're getting a White Castle in there now. They'll be up next month. But we still don't have a cover for the bus stop. So we just stand there in the frickin' rain. All right. There's so much going on in the heavens. And it's chaotically manifesting itself down here. And I would like to be able to bring you some really good news. But unfortunately, the only good news we have is Mercury is out of retrograde. I'm happy for that. Mars is fixing to leave Virgo. That's a little good news. Venus is going to conjunct Jupiter. That's a little good news. But the overall big picture, you know, when we look at these charts and we look at the heavens, as Elijah said, there are wheels within wheels. There are circles within circles. And there's more than one storyline going on. Just like your natal chart is your storyline. For you personally, each day of life has its very own storyline that's unique from any other day that's ever existed. And so we look at it day by day. But in the big picture, what I call the long count calendar, this is a crazy, chaotic time. When we look at the long count calendar, we have to start with the fact that everything is right here in the last decan of Pisces. That this is the ruler. This is the ruler right now, this last decan of Pisces. And it's a war. It's a war between Jupiter in Pisces and Saturn in Aquarius. And it's the same war we've got going on over here. This is really the story of the whole zodiac, is the story of the war between Saturn and Jupiter, between the spiritual world ruled by Saturn and the physical world that's ruled by Jupiter. That's what it's all about. And that's what it's about within you too. It's called the upper kingdom and the lower kingdom. You have an upper mind. In your head, you have your upper mind, but you also have a lower mind. And that's ruled by the flesh. And that's ruled by Jupiter and Mars with the sun and the moon. They rule the lower kingdom. Jupiter, Mars, the sun, and the moon rule fire and ice. Fire and water. That's what they rule, and that's considered the lower material kingdom. In your body, everything solar plexus and below. You know how they say men think with their penis. It's the one-eyed monster. Oh, you talk about the one-eyed purple-headed monster. That's what all that's about. That's why you see the purple dinosaur or the purple one-eyed creature in all of the kids' films. That's its representation. And you need to understand this. They keep trying to press this purple onto Saturn. Well, that's just one legend that does that. You need to understand that's a warped legend. Because really it's not purple. Purple is the red and the blue mixed, right? And that's that's what we are. When you mix the upper kingdom and the lower kingdom, you're going to get that purple. And to be in this place, that's what we need to do. You have to bring the two together. They have to come in to reconcile. Right now in this world, this age of upside down Pisces world, Jupiter rules. Jupiter is desire. So desire of every kind rules this age. I tell you what I want, what I really, really want. That's what's going on. And it's about what you want. And unfortunately, it's about what the lower kingdom wants. What the lower kingdom wants is power, recognition, money, attention. The upper kingdom is a very spiritual kingdom. It wants peace and harmony and love and equality. There can never be equality in the lower kingdom. The lower kingdom wants no part of the upper kingdom. The upper kingdom wants to consolidate, to reconcile the lower kingdom. The lower kingdom wants nothing to do with the spirit. It doesn't care about it. It is all about, tell you what I want, what I really, really want. For all you Spice Girl fans out there, I don't even know where that came from out of my brain. But when I thought about desire, that's just the song that hit me, I guess. The Spice Girls. Y'all have to excuse my singing. I never claimed to be a singer. As a matter of fact, I tell you, I can't sing a note. I couldn't hold a tune if my life depended on it. Never been musical in that manner. I have a great ear for music. I can hear a sour note a mile away. I can hear an off-key instantly. I have a great ear. I had a friend growing up, one of my best friends for a long time. He was an autistic musician, a fabulous, fabulous musician. He played the piano. And when big superstars would come into town, his uncle, to start with, his uncle owned, his uncles, a few of them owned several nightclubs, big country and western nightclubs that would just pack out every night. And he always played in the bands. He grew up with music. That's all he knew. And he never learned to read music. He could just sit down and play it. He could hear a song one time, just once, and never hear it again. And 20 years later, he could play that song note for note. It was incredibly how musically talented he was. To not be able to read music, he was vocally, he sounded like Steve Perry from Journey. That's what his voice was like. But he was an odd character. He didn't fit in. He was the outcast in school, I guess. Didn't get along. He was an only child, and his mother was bedridden his whole life. She had had a stroke when he was little, and she was literally in a catatonic state her entire life. So he never had a mother. It was just him and his father and his uncles running all these clubs. But this guy was so talented. He had the gift. He just born with it. I wish I knew what his birthday and time was. I'd actually do his chart. You can about guess there's going to be a lot of Virgo and Sagittarius in there. A lot of Virgo, Sagittarius, and you don't get the fame and the fortune unless you got the Leo in there, right? That's the fame and the fortune. You get Jupiter here, which is desire. Can also be people that have a desire to be famous, right? I want to be seen. I want to be recognized, noticed, or, just leave a legacy. It's not necessarily fame and fortune as in film, but just to leave your mark. Leave your legacy. But everything is fixing to boil down to Sagittarius, which is philosophy and ideology. And that's what all of this is about. It's about philosophy and ideology. Jupiter, which is expansion, it wants to expand the philosophy and ideology. This is where all we get the LGBTQ-CIA stuff from. And but that's going to change, because in 2020, when it all comes under Saturn, when Jupiter meets him over here, Jupiter is debilitated in Saturn's house. So Saturn takes over in 2020 completely. It's I don't even know how to begin to understand how Jupiter's going to deal with this. Jupiter's already got a bad attitude right now. This whole age has what I call the bad attitude, the entitled mentality. And the backlash off of that is going to be horrendous. When we talk about Saturn ruling Capricorn, that's government. That's military. That's agriculture, education, straight up everything pan. Nature. Saturn rules nature. So all you nature lovers, you're going to have to get over the fact that Jupiter has named Saturn the devil of this age. And as far as this age is concerned, sure, Saturn's the devil. He's everything spiritual Jupiter hates, right? Because the spirituality is not about the lower kingdom. It's not about sex. It's not about feeding the body. It's not about the belly or the sexual organs. It's about the heart and the mind. It's about Venus and Mercury. And Saturn. They rule all heaven and earth, all air and earth signs. Excuse me. I feel like I'm coming down with something again. I'm just going to have to boost my immune some more. All right, so 2020, I really don't like putting it this way, but I don't know another way to put it. You have to be careful of which side of the fence you're on. That's why I'm telling you, don't get on a side. I guess that's the best way to put it, because that's what it's going to boil down to. They're going to try to pit everybody on one side against the other. And it's going to be the ugliest election this country has ever seen. The United States is facing an election in 2020, and it's going to be horrendous. And unfortunately, we don't get the 2020 conjunction until after the election. So it's just war straight up till then. But on that 2020 conjunction, when you can see the government shutting Jupiter down, all this ideological belief system, Jupiter not only rules ideology and beliefs and desire, Jupiter rules religion in the age of Pisces. Jupiter is religion. Jupiter rules the Vatican. Good old Jove. Jehovah, Yahweh, whatever you want to call him. To me, that's the beast. And he rules religion. All of them. Not just one, all of them. And how, in the original wheel, in the original zodiac, Jupiter did not rule religion. These are what I call stolen houses. This is an apostate zodiac that we're living under. But we have the promise of I saw a new heaven, Aquarius, and a new earth, Capricorn, for the first heaven, Gemini, and earth, Taurus, are passed away. All things are made new, including the zodiac. We get a new zodiac. And I saw the new Jerusalem descending out of heaven as a bride adorned. And that new Jerusalem is a new zodiac. And it's going to have a river running through it with trees on either side. So we're going back to a garden-based zodiac. We've had a garden-based zodiac. We find that in Genesis, when God built a garden and put Adam in it. That's a zodiac. We hear of the garden zodiac in Babylon. The hanging tower, the hanging gardens of Babylon are a freaking zodiac. I'm just telling you. If you don't agree with me, I don't care. Go do your alchemy. You'll figure it out. And then we have zodiacs like the birds, the ones that they're all birds. That's we actually had that in the Mesopotamian area. You had one that was all trees, one that was all birds, and this one is the zodiac because it's all animals, right? Well, what we have is an amalgamation of those. We have some with people, some birds, some animals, and it's a zoo. So we have the zodiac. And it's an enclosed circle with animals in it. The zodiac itself is the corral. Everything within the corral is the abyss. This is the abyss down here, below the zodiac. And the zodiac itself is, each one have their own circles within it. Circles within circles, and it's full of eyes, wheels within wheels. That is a zodiac. Just like John taken to heaven. And I saw a creature in heaven. A creature. And it had the face of a man, Aquarius. The face of a lion, Leo. The face of an eagle, Scorpio. And the face of an ox, Taurus. All right. I just wanted to play catch up with you guys, really, and let you know what's going on. I am working. I have not had a day off. I'm not taking a day off. Next week is my last week. And they've rearranged everything. And because Thanksgiving is late this year, we're not doing it like we did last year. They're going to shut down the whole center from Thanksgiving to New Year's. The whole thing. They don't do enough business to keep it open over the holidays. Their business is predominantly summer business. So I actually am going tomorrow also and put in an application at a different call center. That aren't doing sales. I found out about another one, and I'm really happy about it. They do two different kinds of calls. They do political calls where they call out. And then they have the receiving call center where whatever product on TV, and then the number shipped to you, and you answer the phone for that product, whatever number you're assigned to that day, whether it's flex tape or any of that. The call centers receive those numbers. All right, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get myself together. I'm getting ready. Hopefully right after Christmas I'll be able to move. I've gotten a few more move donations. Really appreciate that. I'm almost halfway to my goal now. Between what I'm saving and what you guys are helping me with, I'm almost halfway there. But unfortunately, if I don't get another job this week, then I'm going to be out of work for a month. And I'm going to have to pull right out of that savings I've made to pay my rent here. And I'm trying to stay ahead of that game. I don't want that to happen. I'd like to get out of not only this apartment, but Las Vegas. And I'm really more and more leaning toward Arizona. I like Colorado and I like New Mexico. I guess because it's closer. It's really closer. It won't be that far of a move for me. But it will get me out from under the restrictions I'm under here in Nevada. A lot of states, they tax online, and I'm starting to catch flack from that. Oh, something I need to mention. I went home with a girl I work with the other day, and she let me use her computer. I checked my email, and a lot going on, so I need to catch y'all up to date on that. Charts are up to date. The only thing I've got is to just upload them. I'm having trouble uploading them. I've gotten in the past 2 weeks, I've only got 4 charts uploaded. I have been cut off from my internet, and the lady just moved. She took my money and then just moved. Didn't tell me she was leaving or nothing. I don't know what happened. The office was not allowed to tell me. She's not here anymore. They offered me her apartment, but it's on the 2nd floor, and there's no way I can do those stairs. It's just not going to happen for me. So I stayed here instead. But the charts are getting uploaded as I can do them. One took me 3 days. It just kept failing on YouTube's end. Now, about YouTube, I got a shitload of emails from YouTube. From the Google and YouTube, not my subs. And about what's going on and the changes that are coming. And I'm going to I don't know. A lot of people are fixing to lose their channels for 2 reasons. One, content. Over children content. I now have to go back through every video, including your charts, and put a notification that they're not for children, or my channel comes down. 2, and that's thousands of videos. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I haven't got the answer yet. I've laid it at Thalem's feet, and I'm waiting on that answer to come. 2, they're threatening us that if your channels are not viable to make money, they're coming down. And my channel is not monetized. So either I have to monetize my channel for YouTube to make money, or they're going to take us down. And they're not clear on any of this. They're very ambiguous about the terminology they're using in these emails. Those of you who have channels out there, you know what I'm talking about. You've got these same emails, and I'm not sure it's like a threat down, but you don't even know how to prepare. You don't know, they're not telling you what you need to do to comply. They're just being very ambiguous about what we're going to do to take you down. And I think they're laying the groundwork. To me, this is a political move. And the liberals are making a political move to shut down right-wing ideology. And channels like mine are going to get caught up in that. They have nothing to do with politics one way or the other. Could care less. Don't care who's running or who wins or who loses. It's irrelevant. It's as irrelevant as mud flood. It's as irrelevant as flat earth. It doesn't change the price of rice in China. This is what it is. What's coming is what's coming. And Hollywood can't stop that. The governments cannot stop that. Jupiter cannot stop what's coming. 1 Saturn can survive without Jupiter, but Jupiter can't survive without Saturn. The flesh cannot survive without the spirit. When the spirit, the breath of life is gone, the body lays there dead. The breath lives on, but the body is nothing without the breath. And Jupiter, at this point in the game, is so arrogant, so conceited, so self-entitled, that he's at the point, it's almost like a kid that's threatening their parents. I'll hold my breath. That's what I see. A little kid just, I'm so mad, I just want to hold my breath, because they're not getting their way. Well, there's a time for everything under the sun. And Jupiter has had his time twice. Actually, 4 times. Because you get opposite. Jupiter ruled in Sagittarius. Jupiter ruled in Gemini. Jupiter ruled in Virgo because Jupiter ruled in Pisces. Any opposite itself is also in an age they rule. Like this age is all, the mutable cross, this age is all about Mercury and Jupiter. They rule this whole cross. And it's crazy. This is, I call it the crazy, crazy cross. Mercury ruling the mind, Jupiter ruling the lower chakras, and they're flipped. That's why men think with their penises. They've got Mercury in their pants and Jupiter in their head. You need to get Mercury in your head and Jupiter in your pants. And they're ass backwards. They flipped everything. That's why they're gender flipping. They're flipping the symbolism for male and female. They're flipping the symbolism for adult and children. It's freaking crazy. And a lot of crazies have jumped on the crazy bandwagon with Jupiter. And they're doing it totally out of fear. They're afraid. The flesh in the body is terrified of dying. And it's trying to kill the very thing that keeps it alive. It doesn't understand. It doesn't know. It's like I told you when I drowned in that pool. I was very aware. I know about my body. I know my body is different than me. I know about it, but it don't know about me. It don't know I'm here. It don't know that it can't live without me. It thinks it can. Jupiter thinks it can live without Saturn. It thinks it can survive, but it's nothing but a rock. You're just a rock without Saturn until you have that breath of life in you. You are nothing. Spirit is eternal. This place is temporal. There are things celestial and things terrestrial. And right now, the celestial has been hijacked. We have wickedness in high places that should not be there. And it's simply because we're in an upside down world. And it's hard to read the thing knowing it's upside down. You have to factor that into everything. And your head keeps trying to want to flip it back. Your head wants to flip it back. Your mind. Your mind is ruled by your heart, Venus, Mercury, logic and intelligence, and Saturn, your higher self. Your lower mind is ruled by Jupiter, desire, and emotion, Mars. So if you want to, you have to detach yourself emotionally and detach yourself as far as desire is concerned from this world. And then you're ruled by your higher self, Saturn. This is not where this video was supposed to go, but I've got a warning coming at me telling me that I'm running out of width here and I have to shut this video down. So I got less than 30 seconds. Here we go. Thank you all for watching my channel, for subbing to my channel, for just being here for me. Thank you for your donations. Those of you who have requested charts, I'm up to date on charts. I just haven't got them uploaded. I'm sitting on, right now, quite a few charts that I just need to get uploaded. That's all. So just hang on. I'm getting there as fast as I can. And that's why I haven't uploaded a video. I'm trying to charts